I came from nothing. I came from an extremely poor family. When I left my country, literally I had nothing, just a backpack.
What about addictions in your case?
I think everybody has some kind of addictions. Mine is the relationship. And so don't do this. Don't go anywhere without papers, because it's 100% they will scam you.
Okay.
Now there are 3-4 cars. Just let's wait 1 minute more.
No, I'm not waiting. I'm recording.
Ah.
So this is very interesting because the first scene on your film, on this very famous film from Birmingham, begins with the same posture. You look somewhere outside. Why? Are you expecting something wrong? Are you looking for something?
You always have to be ready for the worst. You have to prepare yourself. And later I will show you my camera. I have a very, very expensive camera. I am not in safe. If anybody can see that, the telephone is okay because there are too much telephones. But if anybody can notice criminals, I think they would try to rob me. So when I recorded myself with my camera, not with the phone, I always went to hidden places and made it secretly.
To what extent do you use the camera instead of phones? Because as I understood, the film in Birmingham was recorded with the phone.
Yeah, so the street scenes about, for example, the drug addicts, I recorded with my phone. But all the comments, I recorded with my camera.
Okay. And what about the scenes that you show something on the street, but there is your voice from behind? It was not recorded together in the same moment, but you edit the voice in studio, am I right?
Yeah, little bit, yeah, of course, yeah.
And what was the studio then? Where it happened?
Listen, as I just mentioned, the Windows Movie Maker, the simplest studio,
So the street is your studio?
Yeah. Listen, I was just hanging around, opened my laptop, that was it. Mm-hmm. And when I needed to record some audio, yeah, of course, I went back to the tunnels.
Okay.
That was it, but that was not a studio. Maybe you can't hear clearly. That was outside, but under tunnels, in a very quiet place.
As I said before, for me, you are a person with many secrets.
Many secrets? I don't have secrets.
So this is the question, are you escaping from something, from somewhere?
The poverty, of course, the poor life. I just try to escape, yeah. But in the same time, I escape from the cold society, as I mentioned before. So the reason why I have worked over 20 countries, not because I like adventures or this is just kind of hobby. No, because I was looking for a new home to settle somewhere. But when I see how, for example, like Birmingham, that's not the place where I would like to settle down. So then I'm just like now, I just picked up grabbed my backpack and moving to another place and start to build something. But after few months or 6 months, I just realized that, there is also serious social problems.
As you know, I recorded more than 4,000 films on poverty.
Yeah.
And I used to say that no addiction means no problems.
Yeah, that's right.
But in your case, it doesn't work like this.
No,
Why?
No, it doesn't work because that was not the root of my problem. Listen, I came from nothing. I came from an extremely poor family. When I left my country, literally I had nothing, just a backpack. Mm-hmm. So it's so difficult to build up anything from zero level.
And how long are you on the trip?
Yeah, so I left my country more than 11 years ago. And since then, as we mentioned, I visited more than 100 countries and I used to work in over 20 countries, and probably I will still go and continue and find a place, new place to work, because I can see it how the Western capitalism is working today with this incredible inflation is not possible. If you are a foreigner, it's not possible to build something unless if you are high educated.
No return for you? Are you planning to come back to your country?
No, never. That was enough.
And do you have any legal problems?
No, Absolutely.
So you
not.
could come back.
Yeah, I could, but I just don't want because there is nowhere to go, no place.
And I think that this is the topic very tough for people.
Yeah.
Addictions.
Yeah.
What about addictions in your case?
I think everybody has some kind of addictions. Mine is the relationship. you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not talking about one night stands or something like that. No hookers. No, I always been a family oriented person, relationship oriented person. But it's so difficult to, in poor countries, in third world countries, I think very easy to find really good partners. But here in the West, when you're just working from morning to late night, even if you could find someone, you don't have the chance because you don't have the time. You're struggling for money to survive.
And do you feel alone? Do you suffer?
Sometimes, yeah, of course. Not always, but several times. And now I'm over 40, so I never lived with any woman. So I never had this type of relationship. Of course, I feel lonely.
And no cigarettes?
No,
No alcohol?
no alcohol, no drugs,
And nothing else?
Nothing.
What about coffee?
no coffee, no gambling.
coffee?
No gamblings. But let me tell you something. I like to smoke big cigars. So
Okay.
anytime when I'm going to these countries like Cuba or some South American countries or like Dominican Republic, of course, all day people just can see I'm smoking cigar, but it's not addiction. You know what I mean? So last time I smoked cigar more than a year ago.
So you don't feel any withdrawal effect if you don't smoke cigars?
No, nothing.
Okay. And how is life on the trip? Do you like this kind of life? Because on one hand you suffer
Yeah.
being alone.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there is something very beautiful in this kind of way.
Yeah,
Because
of course.
you can acquire languages.
Yeah,
you
of
can
course.
acquire cultures and everything like this. So
Yeah.
what is your life like?
Listen, as I always mention, just one sentence about the relationship. Listen, if I am working and living a regular life.
No, Richard, you can speak even more about relations.
No, just no
Not
because
only one sentence.
no, but when I am living in Europe or Western countries and working from morning to night, 6 days per week or maybe 7 days, because that's the only way. How can I save a little money? I will not have time. I will not even have chance. But when I am traveling, and spending, for example, also happened, I spent 6 months in a country, then I will have time to build something. The problem is that there is not proper job. You can't make money to live there. So you need some other type of income. And since I am just a working class person who collecting in a rich country, collecting the money and taking to poor country where the life is cheaper, this is the only one way how I can escape for short term or long term, but it's not forever. I always have to come back to work, but it looks like this time something failed because, yeah.
And
This is
how
not my-
often you work on your travels and what kind of jobs did
Yeah,
you take
so
during these 11 years of your travel?
Yeah, mostly laborer jobs. Usually I worked 3 months, 4 months, maximum 5. And the rest of the time of the year I traveled 6-7 months. I traveled from that money. Any type of jobs. I worked in hotel, cleaning rooms, or even reception, restaurants, dishwashing, or I was chef, burger chef, farms, warehouses, factories, any type of laborer jobs.
And have you ever been cheated by the employer?
Of course.
So
90
how much money they owe you?
90 or 95% in Western countries who hiring foreigners, they in some way they cheating. I know a lot of people will hate me for this sentence, but this is what I feel. I know because I used to work nearly in the last 20 years. I used to work over 100 different companies. Okay, and I think 80% of these, 80 of them, somehow they always try to scam, not just me, anyone.
And is your age a secret for your viewers or not?
No, it's not secret, I'm 42.
42.
Yeah, and when I left my country, I started this journey, I was 31.
And does man in your age think about the future? I mean, the retirement, about the pension? Do you think about this, what happens in next 25 years?
No, and it will not happen. I'm telling you very simple the reason, because in my country, back in my country in my 20s, was not impossible, but was so difficult to find a legal job. And because of that, you could just grab any type of job, whatever to survive, you know, whatever I have to do, you have to survive. Which means 1 decade is completely was lost because I worked not officially. And as I think maybe 20% to 25% of the country back then did the same, work not officially. So which means not just me, a lot of significant number of the people we have problem when they reaching the retirement age because they will not get any pension. And I myself, I don't even plan because that was too late back then. Think about it.
And I am not sure, did your work experiences come only from Europe? Because you also travel outside Europe.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever work there?
Yeah, of course. Listen, so from that 20 countries what I mentioned, over 20 countries I used to work, only 10 of them was European countries. The rest of it was in different places in the world.
Surprise me, tell me.
Some of them I would not mention because I had not papers, when I had official documents. I did not know. You know, when I went to the country, I was promised, when you come here, you make a trial day, and then we will apply for you the visa, and the weeks or months just passed.
But can you share the names of the continents, at least?
Not. I worked in Asia, for example.
In Asia?
Yeah, I worked in Asia. I think listen, except the Antarctica and Africa, I worked in every continent.
Okay.
Which means 5 continents I used to work for salary. I'm not talking about volunteering.
Why I put this question? Because we used to think that Europe is so-called developed place, or in Europe, European countries are so-called developed countries.
Yeah.
But most of these things that you speak about are from Europe.
Yeah.
It happened in Europe.
Yeah, of course, a lot of times.
So
Even
what
here.
Europe is like?
Listen, nowadays for foreigners has very, very limited rights. Listen, I tried to fight against these companies, okay? They have lawyers. They know the laws very well. They know how to scam hundreds or even thousands of people. They know the methods. They are well educated in these things. We are not. In a lot of countries, I used to work even here. I used to work in this country. We do not speak the language. And doesn't matter, even if I speak like in the UK. When I reported some companies, okay, they said it will take months when they were responding me. And maybe it will take years when if the investigation turning into a trial, that takes years when we reach there. I will not even be in the country. I will not even have time for. You know what I mean? When a company is scamming you, let's see this. When a company is scamming you, and you are a working class person for a minimum wage, you're just living from months to months, or just like me, saving a little money. You don't have time to this. You don't have time, and you don't have the money. If I quit this job and I reporting to the police and reporting to the officials, this company is a scammer, scammed me, cheated me. What is the guarantee I will find another job? Then I will find myself, just like right now, I will find myself on the street and no job, and have to wait years just to get back for what? 1 month's salary, for example.
As I know, so the question is if you can confirm it, that on this way you try to be as legal as possible.
Yeah, of course, always. Always listen, and I can just advise to anyone. Don't do this. So don't go if you don't have papers, or they just promising, yes, we will. No, if you do not have papers, don't go there, because I was talking with hundreds of foreigners, for example, from East Europe, even Polish people who speak little English. They were scammed. They were promised job, they were promised contracts, and now they are on the street. And it's not their fault. It's the agency, first, the agency who get some money on this, or maybe they have registration fee, they scamming them. The other one is the company who just don't providing them anything. So both of them has responsibility in this, the agencies and the companies. And so don't do this. Don't go anywhere without papers, because it's 100% they will scam you. I never heard anyone who was not scammed.
I have to come back to addictions because, as we know, you are not addicted to anything.
Yeah.
Except of relations, what in fact is a very beautiful addiction, and everybody would like to be addicted in the way. But the question is, if you were addicted before, if you had any addiction.
Never.
So
Never. I never smoked. I never used drugs. A lot of people don't believe me. I never tried any kind of drugs, which a little bit I regret. Not the feeling, because let me tell you something. Like, let's say when I was 20 years old, which was in 2003, almost the whole country smoked marijuana, and I was just like an outsider. I'm not advising to anyone to try drugs or use drugs, but it would make much easier to socialize with other people, not isolating myself. Otherwise, I'm not missing. Yeah, I never been alcoholic or something, maximum once a week, but like student's period, as everyone else.
Why this is so important? Because the question is how to stay sober on this kind of living, because this is what I thought up till now, that streets pushes you.
Yeah, of course, and the community also pushes you. If you don't follow them, as I just mentioned, you will be an outcast or something like that. Yeah, it's so difficult to stay clean, but listen, we have to find those type of friends, and we should make communities or small groups with those who do not want to choose this lifestyle. But if you are on the street, I think, as I mentioned also in the video, I think 80% of the homeless in the most of countries, this is my personal experience, addicted or alcoholics.
Okay.
Because they are broken people who just simply can't handle the situation.
But I think that there must be something in your mind that keeps you away from addiction. For me, in my personal life, dreams are very important, and the possibility to chase dreams.
Exactly, that's one of the thing. I agree with you. One of
Do
the
you
things
have
is,
anything like this in your mind?
yes, of course, the dreams, and the second one is the value of the life.
Value of the life.
Yeah, to live every moment as on the most valuable way as we can. Not just passing the time and passing the life and one day we just die. But this is really important, to live in the moment.
Here and now. We used to say.
Here and now. And live together with other people, sharing the moment together.
So what is in your mind? I mean, about the dreams.
The dreams, listen, we all have dreams. I also have dreams. I'm still fighting for it. But one of them was, to travel a lot. I already traveled a lot. So
Languages?
Languages, but it's not that type of goal. Now I would like to have a more peaceful life or a more comfortable life. But as we can see, it's just worsening the situation.
And tell me about learning languages on the trip. So do you study it or you rather acquire it just?
No, it was absolutely my decision. When I started to learn English, I was already 30 years old, which was very, very late. And also that's why it's so difficult. As you also speak English, you know that if you don't practice, you will lose it.
Yeah, this is...
Unless if you started to learn when you were a child, and you learned, it's like you are bilingual or something, but otherwise you will lose it. So this is what's happening with me. When I just went to South America, I studied on my way by myself. I was studying Spanish, but then I started to forget the English.
When you learn new words, there is a saying: use it or lose it.
Exactly.
So we have to
well said.
Be very active towards language,
to
open our minds.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
languages. And do you have something more in your mind? Would you like to achieve something? For example, to write a book or to be a rich person?
Yeah, of course, one day. But as we can see, it's not that easy from zero level to live. Yeah.
Did you say for video editor?
Yeah, for example, that could be a good job.
Yeah, this is good path in our conversation. So the question is, if you want to join your fate with video recording?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I like this stuff.
Okay, and how long have you been doing it?
Listen, I'm editing videos, I think I would say more than 7 or 8 years, but I just sharing on the YouTube since 5 years.
5 years.
Because that's when I started to share my traveler videos. Before I did not record so much. It was not really important to record.
So what is the plan for development now?
I try to make my channel more famous and producing more contents, valuable contents, not just trash, you know what I mean. So more educational stuff or something like that, yeah.
If you want to achieve a certain level on YouTube, you have to be very frequent.
Yeah.
And do you think that it is possible in the life
no.
you have?
In this life is not possible. Yeah, I have to find a place to settle down and only then.
So maybe a warmer country than this one.
Yeah.
This one is very warm,
Yeah.
especially in the night.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.